What's up, people? What's going on? Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Just here, want to bring a little love, want to bring some positive energy, want to bring some, hopefully, something you could take with you along your journey and on your path. I'm Chris. I'm the host of The Infinite Creators. Remember, we don't compete, we create. We don't worry about the haters because we are infinite creators. Keep creating, keep evolving. Keep creating, keep evolving. I'm just here. Hopefully, I can bring you guys something that you could take along with you on your journey. Definitely. I salute the divinity in you. I respect the divinity in you. Just be strong. Keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. I'm gonna get into a subject that I definitely, I hear about all the time, and I hear people talk about, especially for the men, the young fellas out there. On my journey, I heard about this, and like I said, I wanted to learn more. I'm all about learning more from the beautiful infinite creators. I want to bring you guys guests who are going to share with you guys what works for them, what it takes for them to be on their journey, and how what they do has been benefiting them, and how could it probably benefit you. So I rock heavy. I rock heavy with the infinite creators. Okay, I rock heavy with them. We had Wakanda on earlier, who I rock with. I think he was a very cool, very cool interview. I liked him. I thought he was definitely somebody who basically his name was Wilson. Wilson, also known as Wakanda, and he was talking about certain things. But I want to talk to my guy who should be coming in here any minute. I'm sure he should be in about a couple of minutes, few minutes. Name is Donta Young. Retain Gang. I've been checking out a few of his videos on YouTube. Definitely want to check him out. Definitely want to talk to him. I see how he's creating and how he's evolving on his journey and on his path. What's up, Lackey? What's going on, Lackey? What's up? Thanks for showing up, man. What's up, Lackey? I hope you guys are doing good over there. I hope everything is good. Um, just here showing some love, and hopefully you guys are having a good time. Hopefully you guys are having a good time. Uh, okay, okay. So yeah, I'm just in the room. I'm just in the building right now. I'm in the building, making sure that we just doing what we got to do. Nothing major. I'm supposed to have Donta Young coming in, DT, the Retain Gang. I know these guys like to talk to me, especially on the channel. They like to talk to me about certain issues like astral projection. God Frazan want me to talk about that, which I do have some good things for him, but I won't do that right now. He talks about astral projection, talks about retain. If anybody who knows what that is, the Retain Gang. So that's like a big message, and basically self improvement, and self development, personal development, and growing and evolving on your path and on your journey, growing and evolving. So yeah, I salute the divinity in everybody. I respect the divinity in you guys. I want to show you guys something I got, but I don't know if I want to do that right now. I like to read. I definitely like to read, and I picked up a couple of books, but I'm not gonna share that with you guys right now because, like I said, on sharing, sometimes it's it's not the time for it. Sometimes, but just I'm just in here showing a little love. Hopefully, everybody's having had a good week. You're having a good weekend, and everything's going good. Everything's going good. What I know what I want to talk about before I get into what I'm gonna wait for Dante to come in, but there was something that I had in my spirit the other day, and I didn't share it, but I'm going to share it right now while I got you guys on here. You guys, before I start this, I salute you. I respect you. I salute the divinity. You respect the divinity in you. So I heard graduation. Okay, graduation was the thing that I heard about, and I know some people may take it. in the literal sense, but for me, what it means when I say graduation is more like moving on into the next phase or the next journey of your life or the next chapter per se. Commencement don't mean that you're finished. Commence means to move forward. So in my spirit, in my mind, inside what I've heard was to graduate. It's time to excuse me. It's time to practice. Practice everything you've learned, all the things that you're learning, all the things that you're studying, all the information that you're getting. It's time to put it in action. Excuse me. Man, I don't know what's going on. I need a glass of water. But it's time to, and for me, it's time to put a lot of things into action. And I'm just in that place where it's like us about creating and evolving. And as being a creator, remember, we're always creating, whether it's creating in thoughts, whether we're creating in action, we're doing something to create the life that we want and the life that we're dreaming about and the life that we hope for. So just realize that whatever you're doing, that it's serving a purpose and to where you're going on your journey and on your path. But the most important thing I could tell you is knowing where you're going, because if you don't have a destination, then it really doesn't matter. You have to have a destination of where you're going in order to get there. You have to have an idea, you have to have a goal, you have to have a set place. So remember to set your frequency to where you want to go. Set your vibration to where you want to go. Don't be a low level being or a low level, low vibrational energy. Don't live in your root chakra. Raise your vibration. Raise your vibration to the crown chakra, as Wilson was talking about this morning. I definitely appreciate him. But what it was for me, or what it is for me, I should say, it's about graduating. It's about moving forward. It's about creating and evolving and learning, creating and evolving, and discipline. Being disciplined in order to do the things that you need to get done. Not that you just want to do it, but you need to do it. You know what you should be doing, but you always do that? We know what we should be doing, but do you always do that? Well, that takes self discipline. That takes perseverance. That takes, what's up, Milan? What's up? Peace, peace. What's up, Milan? Yeah, it takes perseverance. It takes dedication. It takes dedication. You have to be dedicated to what it is that you're doing. You got to be dedicated to where you want to go. That's what it's all about. Like I said, I remember telling some people last week, it's easy for me to rule a city, but what's hard for me to do is to conquer myself. Remember, I've seen the enemy and it's within. The real enemy, you have to conquer the enemy within yourself. That's the real enemy. Once you discipline yourself, then everything else becomes easy. Everything else becomes easy. It's not about me telling you what to do. It's about me doing the things that I need to do in order to progress. To progress. Graduation. It's time to graduate. You can keep on reading the books. You can keep on talking the talk, but you have to walk the walk. The rubber has to meet the road. The rubber has to meet the road. So I don't know. Like I said, when I talk, it's a lot of times I'm usually addressing myself first. I'm not just addressing anybody in particular or specifically, but usually I'm talking to myself. But what for me that I hear is time to move forward, time for progression. It's to progress. You don't want to regress, you don't want to degress. You want to create, and you want to evolve into what you want to be and what you want to do. Be, do, and have. Another thing that Wilson talked about this morning was being. You just have to be. You just have to be. Just be. Just be. Sometimes we try to force the issue and we try to force things. Well, remember, you can't force a square in a round peg. You can't force a circle peg into a square. You have to be in the right. You have to have the right shape to go into the right hole or the right spare into the right box. So, what moving forward and graduating and moving forward, what do you need to do and who do you need to become? What you need to do and who do you need to become? And here's my guy. I'm gonna bring him in here right now. I gotta bring my guy here right now. Can you hear me, Dante?
How's it
Peace.
going?
How's it going, family? Man, you a tough guy to catch up with.
Man, oh,
I appreciate you, though. I appreciate you. I
yeah.
appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I've been checking out the vids. I've been
Mm,
checking out the spanking new vids all the time, and I definitely, first things first, I salute you. I salute the divinity in you. I respect the divinity in you. Okay. So take us on the beginning of your journey and how'd you come up? Well, I know it's your boy Tay. What's up to the Retain Gang? I'm gonna say what's up to the Retain Gang. So take us on the early journey, how you started, and where did it start for you?
man, so man, it was about 4 or 5 years ago,
Yeah.
and it was just something inside of me, man. That just before that, I was just living, the normal society tells us to
Uh-huh.
live, you know, and just certain things I was doing, man. It just didn't sit right with my spirit.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so I always had that gut feeling like it was something bigger to what I should be doing. It was something else. So, one thing after another. Um, I started doing my research because I was real
Okay.
big in spirituality. So I just started doing my research, man, on like meditation, and I started like studying these things, right? And the retention part came in. I read somewhere it said that you have to be celibate, or not celibate, but you have to retain your seed in order for meditation
Mm-hmm.
fully be powerful or fully work, right? So I was like, okay. So I went 2 weeks. The first time I went 2 weeks retention, right?
Mm-hmm.
I felt the difference and just like the way I felt. I had no anxiety. I was just more confident, a lot calmer. And I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, like this is something, this is crazy. So
Yeah.
from there, man, it just kind of, it's like once you started, you can't go back. Once you feel that energy, you can't really go back to your old ways.
So
So
what were some of the benefits early on to retaining? And some people may not even understand this. I know when I came into a certain amount of knowledge, a certain amount of information, like you said, you started studying. When you start studying, you present it with a certain amount of energy or knowledge. Some people don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
explain to the beautiful infinite creators, retain gang,
so
gang, what it is.
retention, man, when you don't release your seed, right? You
Mhm.
don't release yourself. You hold it inside of you, and that energy it fills you up, right?
Uh-huh.
So the benefits that I noticed early on, man, was my energy. You just got a lot of energy, man, just to get up and take care of business. You feel me?
Mhm.
Um, I was calm, like I said before. I just felt real peaceful with inside myself. You didn't really have. There's no worries. You don't have any fear. It's just like you kind of see the beauty in everything. You
Mhm.
know, it tries to change your way or change your perspective, right?
Yeah.
So those are some of the things I noticed early on. And like I said, like once you go 2 weeks, like go 2 weeks, and then if you try to release after that, you'll feel the difference in energy. Like you when you release, you'll feel your energy just drop.
Uh-huh.
And you like, okay, I don't want to feel like this again.
Uh-huh.
And what's crazy is most guys who haven't been on this journey don't realize they're living in that low vibrational state every single day that
Mhm.
they just a normal thing to release every single day. You're living in a very low vibrational state.
Mhm.
I mean, so um, but yeah, man, it's definitely something that once you go, let's say once you try it, you can't go back. You know,
Facts. I hear you. I hear you. I saw somewhere some women one time, she was asking you about, I don't know if she wanted you to talk to her husband about that, and I was trying to make sense of that. I couldn't make because I'm a married guy, so I couldn't make sense of it. Like, you say some dope things. I love listening to your content. You know what I'm saying? I think it's positive. I think it's great. But me being a married guy, I was trying to figure out where she was going at with asking you for advice for her husband. Like I can't get that.
So, no, but I get women on my channel now too, which is kind of
Yeah,
which is good
yeah,
actually.
yeah.
No, they can't retain their seed or whatever. They still get the universal information that I speak.
Okay,
Which is just becoming your best version anyway,
absolutely.
who you
Yep.
are. But as far as like being married, it's a lot of benefits in that as well because really there's something called tantric. I'm sure you heard of that.
Hmm.
It's where you have your partner but you don't release,
Hmm.
right? So it's more
Hmm.
intimate, it's more of a spiritual connection. And
Uh-huh.
that's why I understood when she asked that because guys don't understand that when you constantly releasing your seed, you're losing that attraction, that sexual, that primal energy, which is attractive to a woman.
Hmm. Hmm.
This is why I was an athlete. This is why they tell athletes to hold on and don't, like boxers when they train, they don't have sex because
Gotcha.
they primal energy up, right? So same thing is that primal energy that you're holding on to, and it's going to make her more attracted to you as well. It makes you more masculine as well. You just give that energy off in your aura. So
I got you. I got you. I got you. I salute you. I salute you for that. I salute you because I needed some clarity. You know what I'm saying? So when people because I'm sure you've heard of Christ consciousness and your
mhm.
creative force and the forces within you. So I just needed a little clarity. I know some people just waste their energy and their seed and they can't create or they just can't focus because basically they like you said, they're not even realizing what's going on. They don't even know. So how'd you retain this information and this knowledge?
Man, really just, life experience, man. Life is the best teacher. So you can read up on things, but I always tell guys, do it for yourself. Try it for yourself. Don't just take my word for it. Don't just read up on it, but do it. Because knowing is half the battle. You still got to live that lifestyle, right? Like I can read up on anything. I can read up on how to play basketball, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna be a great basketball player just because I have the
Uh-huh.
knowledge. You got to play,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So I just trial and error for me, man. I did it. I made mistakes, and then I went back to the
Mhm.
drawing board, corrected myself, and I learned from my own self, my own journey, right? And of course, I would watch other people who were, influencers and who were talking about it. I would take knowledge from them, but for the most part, you gotta. This is your life journey, so you gotta learn yourself by just experiencing. You
Okay.
know,
So are you a gazer? Are you a gazer?
is it?
Gazer.
I mean, I look at I look at things, man. I try to keep it real.
Uh-huh.
So I try to get too like spooky with it.
Okay.
Like as far as like gazing, like the sun,
Hmm.
the sun does, or that's scientifically proven that the sun, it does give us vitamin D and
Yep.
it gives energy to this earth,
Yep.
right? So it is good for us, especially us melanated folks,
Uh-huh.
to really that sun because it gives us what we need. It gives all of that vital energy. It helps our organs to really function and everything function inside of us. So um, I don't take it crazy, but the sunset and sunrise is really good to
Uh-huh.
just get out in the sun and kind of just clear your mind out. You
Cool.
know what I mean?
Facts. Facts. I gotta I can't let you get out of here without asking you about the locks. You know what I'm
The lot.
saying? I got my guy LaRock who's on YouTube. He's got about 100K and his channels he does a lot on hair. I'm gonna have him get in touch with you because he need
Okay.
to do a show with you. He definitely needs you on to take us on the journey about the locks. I started growing my beard one time, but I'm an OG now. All my beard is great, and I would look like Santa Claus. But I like it. I like it. So talk to us about the journey, about the hair, why, and the locks. Tell us about that.
So I started growing my hair out when I was 18. I'm 32 now. So, you
Okay.
know, that whole journey of when I started to now, like literally my hair grew with me. right?
Okay.
So I look at my hair, and the length my hair was with different phases of my life.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's almost a part of my journey as anything else. Honestly, when I first started growing my hair, it wasn't really nothing spiritual or anything like that. It was just a look. I had short hair. I was bald head all my life. My dad
Uh-huh.
used to get me murder one. They called
Yeah.
it the murder one. I used
There
to have
you go.
all my life, man. So I was like, man, I want to do something different.
Yeah.
And yeah, I started off, man, and like it's funny. Like I think it's a lot of power in your hair because when I started growing my hair, I noticed like my thoughts started changing the longer
Mm.
my hair got, and I just started getting a lot more spiritual, a lot more information. You know what I mean? And it was just something that I tried to cut them a few times. I couldn't do it. Like it was
Mm.
hard. I
Mm.
tried to cut them. It's like, man, I can't.
So
The
so now
year,
so now that story in the Bible makes sense to me. Samson, the story of Samson. So that's where the strength is, huh? Now it makes
yeah.
sense. It makes sense. I'm not gonna do that now because I'm gonna look crazy.
But the beard though, the beard,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the
I
beard
did
too.
that, man. I can't hear you. You dropped out. What'd you say?
I said, but yeah, the beard still has the same. You know, it's the same thing. So
Mhm.
most
Yeah,
when they lose hair, they go to beard out. That's why they have the big beards.
yeah, yeah. Cool.
And it signifies wisdom too. You know, you see the old wise guy with the gray beard.
Mhm.
He's always
Yeah,
wise. You know, it's something to that.
yeah. Facts. I agree. I agree. I agree. What sport did you play? You said you was an athlete, so
So I ran
what'd you
track
do?
in college. I did
Okay.
football in high school, track, collegiate track,
All right. Where'd you run track at?
South
Where at?
Carolina State.
So you from South Carolina?
I ain't from there, but I
Oh,
school at.
okay. All right. I got a lot of
Yeah,
family in South Carolina. Got a
yeah,
lot of family in South Carolina. I'm like, this guy from South Carolina.
yeah. I
No,
was
that's
living
cool.
down.
You from where? I
I
can't
was
hear you. You
down.
break you.
I was down
Oh
in
man.
Orangeburg, South.
Okay, yeah, yeah, cool, cool. Yeah, all my people's from Charleston. Everybody, my
Carolina.
whole family from Charleston, man. That's where I'm from. I'm in Massachusetts though. I'm in Boston in that
Okay.
area. Um, so yeah, as you go, you went on your journey. You started. I'm gonna say I don't really like to get in religion too much, but I noticed that growing up as a Christian, you know, you would always have Christians. I was a Christian, and they weren't really spiritual. Like we went to church, we did whatever we learned in the Bible. But I find that a lot of Christians say, well, they're spiritual, but they don't practice spirituality. That was
Yeah,
a big difference for me. So and coming into a certain amount of knowledge. So what's your take on spirituality? I hear you talk about the Most High all the time, and when you refer to
yeah.
the Most High, what do you who do you consider the Most High, and what do you consider the Most High?
So I grew up Christian.
Mhm,
I grew up in a Christian. So my grandfather was a pastor. You know
mhm.
what I'm saying? So I went to church, and I love it, man. Like it really was the foundation to my morality, to my spirituality. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you, I got you.
Okay. It was the
Yeah.
foundation to my spirituality, so I would never knock, any religion or anything like that. But as I started getting older, man, I traveled a lot. So I met different people from different cultures,
Mhm.
right? And everybody feels like their religion is the right one. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
then it just started turning gears in my head. And I got to the point where I didn't want to put myself in a box of this because a lot of times we grow up Christian or we grow up Christian or whatever because of our family, not
Mm.
necessarily because of our,
Facts,
and we don't
facts.
really have no of any other religions. So automatically we're gonna think ours is the only one, right?
Mhm.
But thinking like that, I started meeting all these people, and you know, it's all the same in a sense. The foundation of it, what you should and shouldn't do. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I took from it, and I started just to try to live righteous instead of putting myself in a box. Just live righteous, man. There's universal laws that we got to live by, no matter where you come from. You know, when I speak about the Most High, man, I'm speaking about the Creator, the universal God, the Alpha and Omega. You know,
There we go.
but I try to really pinpoint who I'm talking about because even in the Bible it says Satan was a god. He's the god of the earth.
Facts.
That's
Hmm.
what it said. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you got to be careful who you saying when you just say God, because there's
Hmm.
many gods.
Facts.
So I, because that's the Creator, that's the Alpha and Omega. You know.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I just like I said on my journey, like and I see a lot of people, people, well, it's melanated people, and Christianity is the big religion, and I just if it serves you, I'm just saying if it serves you, then cool, rock with it. But if you haven't advanced and it hasn't done anything for you, why keep on, and why not ask the questions? Why? And for me, I'm like you. It's the questions that were the answer. I kept on asking the questions, and they weren't adding up. They just wasn't adding up. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But was there a specific thing that happened? Was there something that happened on your path and on your journey? You say, I'm not doing this.
I mean, I went to a lot of places, man, and I would visit different different churches and things like that, and just
Mhm.
like I would see people like just the way they were. Like some people, they was very judgmental. You know how it is. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's I thought like you just gonna be this holy righteous person, but then I see people talking to people and
Yeah.
talking about this outfit. What it was just like a lot of gossip, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
it's no different than being on.
Cool.
So then
Cool.
I started thinking, okay, let me. I would rather judge people by that person, by their spirit, rather than what they believe in. You
Mm,
know, what's your spirit like? What do you do? What type of energy do you give off? As
mhm,
opposed to, and I believe in something, but then the way you live doesn't match that.
mm.
The energy that you give off doesn't match that. You feel what I'm saying?
Got you.
Those little things like that just started happening, and like I said, I started meeting different people from different cultures, so it all just started coming together.
Was there
You
any
know.
one person who had a profound impact on you? Was there one person that you could pinpoint that said, Man, um, I think this person made an impact in my life to make me to challenge my thinking or to challenge the status quo that made me challenge the status quo."
Hmm, that's a good question. Um, One person that challenged, I would have to say my grandfather on my dad's side,
Mm,
because he kind of took me under his wing when I was young. I used to always be over his house and all that. And remember one time he told me, he said, he's like, you're not gonna, he said, you're not gonna work. You're not meant to work. You're not meant to be a worker. That's what he
mm,
told me, young age.
mm,
And he's like, your purpose is bigger than that. And like, I don't know, he just always saw something inside of me that I didn't see. The OGs, man, they're very spiritual in the sense that they can sense a good spirit and a bad spirit. And like he just sent something in me that I had a bigger purpose. And so that kind of stuck with me, and a part of that, he just taught me a lot about, I used to help him in his garden. He used to grow his own produce. I used to cut his grass. So like he kind of taught me like old school foundations of just
work
being
ethic.
self-sufficient, do for yourself, things like that. So that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. And many others too, but that's one I would have to say.
I'm a bow
My
down.
pop,
I'm a humbly bow before you. Huh?
my pops
What's up?
too, man. My pop,
Your pops too? Well, that's
yeah,
good. That's good. And like I said, I like listening to Kevin Samuels. I don't know if you know who Kevin Samuels is. On
yeah,
I like listening to Kevin because I think he's hilarious because a lot of times, you get these women who come on and they're so out of I'm gonna call them out of touch, but they're just so warped. But
yeah,
yeah, and you talk about having, how a lot of men are being emasculated by females. touch on that for me a little bit, because I did hear you talk about that one time in one of your videos.
I think that just the way society is right now, man, we chase booty too much, or like I said,
Mm.
we chase the chick too much,
Uh-huh.
man, to the
Uh-huh.
where as a man you're supposed to be on your purpose, you know. And I look back at my grandfather and my uncles and my dad, and like they were men, like they were men, like they would. I would go outside. You see my uncle working on his car.
Mm-hmm.
Have the internet back then. You know, I was born in '89, so
Mm.
we didn't have that. You didn't have cell phones. Like if I wanted to look up something, I couldn't Google it. You had to figure out for yourself. So
Mm-hmm.
you hours trying to figure out what's wrong with your car. You know, just playing with it and doing little things like that. And that's kind of what I grew up around. So nowadays we don't have that, man. You just see guys, on IG all day, just scrolling, looking at cheeks, or just chasing women instead of doing something for themselves and building themselves up as a man, right? So I wouldn't necessarily say women emasculate us, but I say we emasculate ourselves, because the women, they look for that masculine energy, right? And that's why they go after the bad boys, because the bad boys they still have an essence of that energy that a man should have, even though they're not fully righteous with it or righteous at all with it, but they have the essence of it, right? So I just try to tell guys, man, like be on your purpose and build yourself up as a man. The women will come because she's going to be attracted to that masculine energy that you give off by just being on your purpose, learning how to be self-sufficient, just do for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Cool. So I know you talk
yeah,
about dieting. I know you talk about eating right and exercising. You know,
yeah.
and tell us the importance of this eating right and exercising, because it's not always easy to do for a lot of people, and they may not have the discipline. But can you elaborate on that a little bit for us?
You are what you eat. And that's a simple term, but it's deeper than that. The food
Yeah.
that you eat, your body literally takes that food and it reconstructs itself from the the essence of that food that you're eating. So you
Mm-hmm.
actually become what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
So by saying that, you want to build your body with hay, or you want to build your body with brick. When you eating Snickers and chips and all these things like that, that food has no nutrients in it. It's not nutrient dense. So it's just junk. So you're building your body up with junk, with trash materials. And then that's why, you know, your cells replace themselves every 30 days. So that's why, a month from now, you've been eating junk and now you start to break out. You start getting sick. It's not just happening to you. It's what you've been doing, what you've been putting in your body, right? Working out, working out, it should be every man's, lifestyle. I feel like, because that builds that warrior mindset. You getting up in the morning and you just putting your body through stress. You putting yourself through a mental test every single day in that weight room or whatever. That's building you up as a man, especially in a society now where it's not a lot of places where you can be masculine at, man. You know what I'm saying? So those two things go hand in hand, though. You can't have one without the other. You got to eat right and you got to work out. You got to take care of yourself.
So when you came across that information, was it because of sports, or was it because of you were you always working out, or did it just one day you just decided that I'm going to work out and I'm going to eat right, or you feel like it was obtained on your journey at a certain time? Because I played college ball, and certain things just went over my head. You know what I mean? At 18, 19, 20, 21, I'm like, man, I could eat whatever I want to eat, until one day you wake up, you got this belly hanging over you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
what happened?
So that's funny you say that, because I've been an athlete since I was 9 years old. So I've
Mm.
always been working out. But the diet part, I thought I could eat whatever I wanted to. Matter of fact, I had a weight room. One of my weight room coaches told us, he said, you can eat what you want as long as you're working out. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's like, you got to put the right materials in your body. And for me, I think that made the difference because I didn't fully know about it until after I graduated and I started doing
Mm-hmm.
my own research. But I would hear bits and pieces of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are supposed to eat fruits and vegetables. We know it's healthy, but you don't really take it as serious as you should.
Uh-huh.
You know, I would notice like after I graduated, I noticed I was like, man, if I would have ate, if my diet would have been on point, how much better could I have been just by putting the right materials in my body and let my body rebuild itself with that righteous energy from the fruits and
Mm-hmm.
veggies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the little things like that, man, that makes a difference in you being a world champion to you being just average. Just the little things like that, right? And I wish I would have known that in college too, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get that diet until man, I kind of was still eating what I wanted to. Track is a little bit different because you can't really just eat crazy because you're running. So you know it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna show. So track you gotta kind of eat more healthy, especially during performance time. But yeah,
What events did you run? Did you run like the quarter, the 200, what, 400, 800? What'd you do?
so
Hurdles?
I was a one hurdler and a
110?
400 hurdler.
Okay, all right, all right, all right. How good were you?
My junior year in college, I was ranked top 20 in the country. So I was pretty
Okay,
good, pretty
okay, all
good.
right, all right, all right, all right. Cool, cool. And
A little
so let me ask you this. On your journey, when you started obtaining this information and this knowledge, how did your family respond to you? How did the people around you responded to you?
um. So at first they didn't understand it, and I didn't understand it either. You know what I'm saying? Because it was happening so fast, and it was something that I couldn't really control. It was just happening. So like you know me trying to eat healthy, you know me getting off the meats and all that. You know
Mm.
my mom's my dad. He's like, what you Muslim now? I was like, no, I didn't know. You know, no disrespect to the Muslims, but he was
Yeah,
just trying to. You know,
yeah.
that's just the. But but yeah, and then you know how it is. They think you're trying to be a little bit bougie and all that type of
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm,
But they didn't really understand it. But as time went on, and like I said, you got to lead by example. As time went on, and I started making changes in my life, and like my mom and my dad, they watch my YouTube channel, right?
mm.
And they're very proud of me. And like my mom, she's going vegetarian now. You know what I'm saying? So like
Shout out to
as
her.
right. As you lead by example, people follow. They see the results, and they're gonna be
Mm,
like, "Okay, what are you doing? I want to follow that because I see it's working for you."
mhm.
But at first, man, you got to carry that cross, right? You got to
There
get
you go.
crucified.
There you
Everybody,
go.
they're not going to.
Yo, so these guys are bothering me by asking you what color your socks is, man. What color socks you got on? What color? I can't hear you.
I got on black socks.
Okay, yeah, these guys have asked me. Yeah, so you got to carry. You definitely got to carry that cross, man. And sometimes it's a lonely road, and people don't understand that, man. Because
Yeah,
it's not like you're trying to like get rid of people in your life, but they kind of just fall off. You know what I mean? I noticed when I came in, especially the esoteric knowledge, a lot of it, and I started sharing with family members. They were looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" But it was like,
mhm,
"Hey, when you know better, you do better." So I get the meat thing. I get the meat thing. I still try. My kids look at me and they're like, I haven't done that in a while. But it's like they're like, I don't try to force what I do on my family, but what I want them to do is think. Think. How important is thinking in developing and growing?
yeah, and that's what I like to do too. Is I don't like to force anything on people. I made that mistake a long time ago trying to force it, but you got to lead by example. And I try to explain things in a way that they can understand. Like when my mom's, I told her like, feel the difference. How do you feel after you eat meat? And like this, how does it make you feel? And then they'll start to think for themselves after that. They'll start to study themselves and how everything they do in their life is affecting them on an energetic level, right? And from there, that's when they start to have their own understanding of what is and what isn't.
Hmm. So I gotta ask you
So
this question. I gotta ask you this
yeah,
question. So what do the ladies say when you tell them, "Hey, you part of the retain gang"? What did the women say, man? Talk to
man,
me.
look,
I know you're gonna attract a different type of women altogether now. I know it's a different, you're looking for something completely different than probably what you were looking for on your early journey. But how did the
right,
ladies respond to you?
man, look, my DMs is crazy. Don't,
They be hitting you in the DM?
man, you know it is what it is.
They be hitting you in the DMs? What's what
Man,
happened though? What happened?
I mean, it's a lot of people I get from YouTube. They just say they
Uh-huh.
respect, my channel. They like the energy that I give off,
Yeah.
and a lot of people haven't heard of what I speak about, especially with
Uh-huh.
retention. Because a
Yeah.
lot of guys aren't doing that. So when a woman comes on and she hears that, she's like, "Oh wow, this is different." It intrigues her, so she wants to understand it.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean the women they respect it a lot. A lot of women
Uh-huh.
respect, and
They,
it's something they definitely support it.
uh-huh. 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 But they be diving. They be hitting you in the DM.
Oh yeah, then you come, yeah, you know. I had I had I had one girl tell me, she said, "Let me know when you're ready." That's all. You know,
she want. She, she want to know when you're
I'm ready
ready.
to breathe. She said, I want to be the one.
They lining up, son, huh? They lining up.
But it's all love. I don't ever take it, with disrespect. It's all love, and
Yeah.
I like to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah. You take it with a grain of salt. I get it. I get it. I like the music that you be putting on in the background. A lot of times, man, like you might be out outside, or you might be in the car or something, and I'll be like, "Yo, that's some nice music." What inspires the music? Where does the music come from, and why you choose that specific music?
Man, I love music, man. Like I listen to music all day, every day, and I feel like music creates the vibe. It creates, the certain mood that you want to set. And with me, I'm a real chill. I'm a chill, laid back person. So I pick the music that kind of fits my personality and just my tone. Um, like I said, my videos, I like a lot of people. You can go to a lot of channels who speak on what I speak on, but I like for my mind to have a certain energy to it that you just feel good after watching my channel. It just makes you feel good. You just feel calm. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So like that's what inspired the music, just to kind of set that tone. And I want people that come on my video just to be like, oh, okay, this is the energy is good on this video.
mm,
Because sometimes I click on a video and it can bring your energy down. You watch certain
facts.
people and bring your energy down. You might be in a bad mood now, and I don't want people to feel like that when they come on my channel. So
I got you. And
yeah,
the name retain game. When you came up with that, what did it just were you doing videos about this first, or did you just happen to keep on doing videos and then one day you shout out, "What's up, retain gang"?
yeah, that's crazy too. Because I was watching my old videos and I didn't used to have a slogan. I used to just come on here and talk. One day, man, it just came to me. I was just like, "What's good? What's popping? This your boy Tay." You know what I mean? I think I started off with that first, and then I added the retain game,
Mm,
and it
mhm.
just came to me really like it's crazy. Like
And
it
when
just came to me.
you started rolling with that, and they started showing up.
It just felt right. Like one thing about my channel is like when I do certain changes or make certain changes, I'll feel it in my spirit. Like okay, this is yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. It just
Uh-huh.
feels, and I just went with it, man. And then people comment saying like how it's catchy, or people always throw that phrase at me like "retain gang, what's popping?" The boy say so,
I,
you know.
I'm telling you, you popped up. You popped up for me. I was just like sitting back one day. You know what I mean? And like I said,
Yeah.
for me, when a lot of the guys were asking me, I mean, it's nothing like that I practice. Like I said, I'm married, I got kids, but I understand it. I get it. I get the energy and I understand all that. But when they started talking to me about, I first started hearing about No Fap November. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And I'm just like, come on, man. No Fat November, you know? And I don't know if it was just a fad or it was just a couple of people saying it, but I would wish that there would have been some more explanation behind it, especially for the younger men coming behind, you know, and for them to have somebody like you who's not afraid and like I say, not afraid to speak about that, man. I think that and giving them the reasons why they should do it. I'ma salute you. I'ma salute you on that one, family. I got to because
Thank
because we don't have enough people standing up for, you know, like I said, I grew up in church too. My dad was is a pastor, and they would say, okay, don't fornicate, don't fornicate, don't fornicate. Imagine what? Guess what? When they tell me not to do it, guess what I want to do? And they never gave me no reason why I shouldn't do it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So I salute you because you're saying why you shouldn't do. You're not telling them to do it, but you're telling them why you should do it. You know, and I
Mhm.
salute that. I definitely salute that. Where do you see the channel going at, and what do you feel like your purpose is, and what the purpose of the channel is as you keep on moving forward and as you evolve?
See, and when I started my channel, I never meant to talk about retention. I just
Hmm.
wanted to help guys, find their inner potential. And what got me on retention was, I was kind of afraid to talk about it at first, just because it's kind of a touchy subject. And but I was like, man, okay, if I want guys to really, really find their inner potential, I got to give them the real, and I got to give them what I'm doing. Because I was doing it, I was doing retention 4 years before I even got on YouTube. So I already had went through all the battles and all that before I got on camera. If guys are really gonna become their best version, they got to learn how to control that lower energy, that sexual energy. You got to. It's no way around it. If you don't have discipline for yourself, then everything else around you is gonna crumble. You can't build anything on a shaky foundation. So that's when I started talking about it. Now, as I see, I'm starting to get like a wider audience of men and women. My channel is more geared to just helping people become the best version of themselves and seeing the inner potential, that light inside of them, so that they can pull it out and live their purpose. That's kind of where I want my channel to go. And as you can see, just by the energy that I give off, that's what I want. I just did a consultation with a young lady today, and she was just saying, just by talking to me, like she feels calm and she feels like everything's gonna be okay, and she feels motivated now, just from talking to me. So I'm just trying to use what I have naturally and just give that to the people.
Cool. That's dope. That's real dope, bro. Seriously. I gotta salute you on that again. You get it again. Because like I
Thank
said, there's people out here who are thirsty for the knowledge and they want to know and they want this information and they can't get it everywhere. They can't get it
you.
everywhere. Male, female, they just don't get it everywhere. But I'm glad you found your lane. How
Yeah.
long you've been doing this? How long have you been doing this on the channel? And even to get to where you at right now, how long did it take you to reach the amount of the I don't want to say views but or subscribers, the range I should say, because you say you have a broad audience.
Yeah. I started YouTube. My first video was, what was it? Um, I want to say August 2019.
Hmm.
So about a year and a half is when I started.
Wow. You've been putting in
And
that work. You've been grinding.
oh yeah, but I
You've been
was I was
grinding.
because I wasn't thinking about the subscribers or the likes. I was just doing it because I liked it.
Yeah, yeah.
And
So
it was fun.
so what advice would you give to the beautiful infinite creators as far as being the best version of themselves? And what are some of the tips that you can give them on their journey and on their path?
So with anything you do in life, you gotta believe in yourself, right? If we even go to the Bible, it says the body is the temple, and God or the Most High resides in the temple, which is this. You know, this is your temple. So you got to go inside yourself, and you got to figure out who you are to reach the Most High. And once you do that, you'll start to find your purpose. But you can't do that until you learn who you are, especially for you young guys. That's maybe in high school or in college around that age, and you just lost. This is the time you need to figure out who you are, right? You get away from distractions. When I became who I am today is because I was isolating myself from friends, even family, and I was alone. Right? I think that's a man's rite of passage, and when he's finally on his own. This is when you figure out who you are, and you start to learn your gifts and what the Most High brought you here to do. So I would say for everybody out there, man, if you really want to become your best version, you got to figure out who you are first. And it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I'm still learning to this day, but I'm making strides. So every day you need to be challenging yourself, learning, growing, and tuning into who you are yourself.
Sweet. Now, the beautiful infinite creators love to read. We love to read. Is there any books that you could recommend the infinite creators?
Um, I really haven't been reading too much, but here's a book that I've been reading. I'll show you. Shout out to my guy too. I Am for Ascension. He got his book right here. Talks about the
Okay.
foods, how to have a proper diet, how to heal yourself, your temple.
Where can
You
they
know what I'm
get that?
saying? I got this from Amazon. So you can go on
Okay.
Amazon.
Hold it up again. Hold it up again. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Called Trojan Horse Foods.
Okay.
It's a really good book. Tells you how to heal yourself with, natural just foods from the earth. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Food is and for me, I don't read too much. I'm not saying anything's wrong with reading, but I learn. I'm a hands-on learner, so I learn from experiencing, from going out and living life, and I go back inside myself and I go through, all right, the experience, and I pick the information from there, right? So that's just me, but you know,
Okay. So I hear people talking about downloads, like they'll be outside in the sun or they'll be out in nature and they'll get downloads or they eat foods and then the food, the makeup and the food that they eat and the DNA, it helps them and it speaks to them and that's how they get their information. You could elaborate on that if that's something, is that something that you do or that's something you know about?
yeah. So if you notice, like some days you might wake up and you just have like different thoughts. Like you might have a whole new thought of doing something else, or I'm sure you can with your platform right now. You probably woke up one day and was like, you know what, I want to start a channel. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
where does that information come from? Where does that thought of you even want to do that come from? It's coming from somewhere.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Something that sparks that thought. So the very fabric of just the air, the trees, the plants, the food we eat, all that holds information, right? Which gives us the information to do certain things or make certain decisions in our life. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you can get downloads from anywhere. You can watch a movie. You can sit down and watch a movie, and you can pick something up from what they say in the movie, and it might resonate with you. Or you might hear a song that resonates with you. The lyrics, they might spark something inside of you to make a change in your life. A conversation with somebody, anything. We have to learn how to pay attention, sit still, and pay attention to what's going on around us, and you'll get answers, right? Books are good, but understand a book is just somebody's thoughts. They're just somebody's thoughts put on paper. That's it. So
Facts.
like we put books on this pedestal like they're just like like they're just something that's all right, but it's just somebody's thoughts. Like you can write a book. Anybody can write a book, right? So the information comes from you paying attention and you being able to decipher what's going on around you.
Hmm.
You know.
Do you do you have ever have people like misread you because maybe the outward appearance, let's say, they may think you're something other than what you really are based on the outward appearance.
Hmm. I haven't really ran into that lately. I mean,
Hmm.
one thing about me is I look people in the eyes. So people see me, but then when they see my eyes, it's something in my eyes that'll just give them another perception, a perception of who I am.
Mm.
I really got rid of that, caring about that a long time ago. Like I wear my dreads out. I dress the way I want to dress because I know who I am now. And I know that, it doesn't matter what people think. They might have a perception on me, but at the end of the day, it don't really matter. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Cool. I dig. I dig. So
Yeah.
you said the eyes. I was told that the eyes are the mirror to the soul. I was
Mm-hmm.
taught that. And I notice when people don't look you in the eyes and they're all over the place, then you know something's off. Something's clearly off. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So reading body language, is that something big for you and your environment and understanding your environment and where you are? Are those things big and how have those things helped you navigate on your journey?
Yeah, I think communication is bigger than just talking. The body language, the eyes, the way you carry yourself. You see that before you have a conversation with somebody. The way you smell, right? All our five senses are being activated or engaged when you communicate with somebody. So I think it's very important. The eyes is very important too. Like you said, the window to the soul. So, like when you look at somebody in the eye, all their insecurities, any guilt that they have, is gonna show. You can feel it. You know what I mean? You can feel it. It's gonna transfer to you. So people that can't look you in the eyes, it's either because they're intimidated or it's they're ashamed of themselves. I notice a lot of guys who still play with themselves and still watching porn and things like this. They have terrible eye contact because what happens in the dark comes out in the light. Deep down,
Facts.
you're into what you're doing, but you don't feel it. Subconsciously, you feel it, but you don't know it consciously. So when you
Hmm.
get around, you can't really hold yourself up as the confident person you are because you're doing things that you're guilty or you're ashamed of behind closed doors. You
Hmm.
know, and so
So you hit on that, and I wanted to ask you about this. I definitely wanted to ask you about this. Succubus and incubus. I've heard people talk about this. You know anything about a succubus or incubus? And can you share any light on that for me?
yeah, man, I've been attacked by both.
Mm,
you know, a succubus is an energy. It's a certain
okay.
spirit entity that is attracted to your energy, and you attract that to you by lust, being in a highly lustful state, a very low vibrational state. So when I was watching porn and I was still playing with myself, this is when I attracted these entities to me, right? Because it was like I was inviting them into my life. You know, I'm not saying that sex is bad, but I'm saying you got to have a balance. Like I was just down there always. So, it was a time, man, where I was asleep, man. I would wake up, I'm sleeping on my stomach. I wake up, I feel something heavy on my back. And I look up, it's a witch looking lady on my back, just staring at me. A succubus, you
Hmm.
know. The incubus is the male version. That they really attack women, but for some reason they both showed up to my doorstep that night,
Hmm.
and, just tormenting you and trying to take your energy. And that too was another thing that sparked me to change. Like after that happened to me, I was like, you know what? We not releasing no more. We about to get on this righteous path. We about to change because I have these spirits visiting me like this, man. And the porn
How
is
would
what
go ahead?
that's really what's going to attract them, man. Like you got to stay away from that, because it's a lot of just low energy that you're participating in.
So what would you tell somebody who's dealing with a situation like that or who's dealing with low vibrational energy? What would you tell them? And how could you help them or what would be your advice to them?
It's a reflection of your lifestyle. You got to take a step back and you got to look at the things that you're doing on a daily basis. What are you doing, right? Because what you do is who you are. So every day that you're on your routine, that's who you become. So I tell guys, you need to implement a routine that's righteous. Start with your diet. Start eating foods from the earth. That's already going to raise your vibration, right? Going to give you that good information, that good nutrients dense for your body. You know, going to the gym, right? Being creative with your energy, trying to find your purpose, things like that, you know, and doing that every single day. You'll start to notice that these energies don't want to be around you because you're vibrating higher now. So now you're getting closer to, you know, you could say angels. They like being around that good energy. When you start doing demonic things and low energy things, those angels, they don't like being around that energy. So they kind of step back. And this is when you get attacked by, you know, demons and things like this, right? So once you switch up the energy inside of you, you will start to notice that you will start to attract, you know, better things in your life.
Facts. Facts. So as you as you keep on growing and as you evolve and you're sharing this information and your knowledge, what do you think that the infinite creators not just can do, but should do to grow and to evolve? You know, because you talk about the diet and you talk about exercise and you talk about the retain gain, which is huge, which is huge. But like I said, for me, the one that thing, and I keep on going back to this woman, and I know you know what I'm talking about because, like I said, I'm a married guy, and I'm like, what the is this? You know what I'm saying? What do you think? What do you think? You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I'm a man. If somebody was, you know, advising my wife not to, you know what I mean? I would be like, yo, what's up? Why was my wife there in the first place? You know what I'm saying?
That's everybody want to know, right?
That's the $1,000,000 question. Why is my wife there? I wouldn't. So that's probably something that he has to deal with. On he better find out why his wife there.
Hey, there.
Yeah, yeah. So I hear you talk about relationships a lot. You know what I mean? Why you talk about relationships? You know, tell me why.
I think that a lot of guys, I mean, that's one of the basis of everybody. I got to be in a relationship. You know, I got to be with a woman. It's a beautiful thing. You know, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you got to have a foundation with yourself first. And I want guys to know that a lot of guys, they get in a relationship and they get relaxed, they get comfortable, they get complacent. And this is when a relationship starts to go bad. Before you got into a relationship, you was ambitious, you was out doing your thing. You know, you wasn't cuddled up behind a woman. But as soon as you get in a relationship, all of a sudden you like, all right, I got her now, I don't gotta do anything. And she starts to lose that attraction for you. Guys don't understand this. And then when they, you know, when it goes bad, they're like, what am I doing wrong? You switched up. You changed the very thing she was attracted to you for, which was your ambition, right? So I talk about relationships just to help guys, tell guys to stay on your purpose and figure out who you are first, right? And don't, just because you're in a relationship, make sure that woman compliments, make sure she compliments your lifestyle. And she's to the point where you're not losing focus. It's easy to lose focus. That,
Facts.
man, that cat, I'll tell you what, that cat ain't losing focus.
No, facts. You know, you're real. I think that's I think that's solid. I think that's solid advice because you know you could be in a relationship and one day you wake up and you're wondering what happened. But I think you said it right there. You know, you get comfortable, you start cuddling up, you don't pursuing the things that you want to pursue, and you're not as ambitious. You know, you're not taking care of yourself, or you're not. You know, you're just working and you're coming back home and it's the same routine. So I
Right,
dig. I definitely dig. You know,
right.
but what would you tell the guy? Would you tell him to get out and just be a man, or what would you tell him to do?
That's, I would tell a guy, man, like, you know, like you said, take care of yourself. Don't get to a point where you're stuck in a routine. Learn how to switch your routine up. Always challenge yourself, right? Don't get to a point where you're just going to work and then coming home and you're doing the same thing, because now it's like you're not living. You still got to live your life, right? A relationship should complement your lifestyle. It shouldn't hinder your lifestyle. So if you had ambitions, you had dreams, you still should be going after that. And your wife should be complement to that. She should be helping you and she should be doing her own thing as well. Right? I feel like a whole time a relationship is you're building a ship. So you're coming into an agreement with each other and y'all should be going like this, like a DNA strain. Y'all should be spiraling up, right? A lot of people flatline. It's like they just stay stagnant like this, And I see a lot of people in relationships, they don't really have no purpose on their relationship other than it's a lustful situation. And they just get stuck. They get soul ties, they just get stuck. But they don't really have any any goals of what they want to accomplish together, what they want to build together. And I think that's where a lot of people lack as far as being in a relationship. You got to have a plan. You can't just be out here doing anything. Everything has to have a purpose. You know what I'm saying? So I would tell the guys, have a purpose. Before you even get in a relationship, have something that you can come to. Start building your kingdom. Start building yourself up. Start building a business for yourself or whatever. That way, when you come in a relationship, now you have something that she can aspire to and she can help you with, or vice versa. You know what I'm saying?
So men should be the pretty much should be the example. They should be the example for the family.
Of course. That's the head of the household. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
I get that. I dig. I dig. I dig. It's not do as I say, it's do as I do.
Right.
I got
And
you. I'm picking up what you.
women don't mind following, man. They don't mind it. It's just you got to be the right man to do it. You know?
Yeah, but I mean, when I listen to Kevin Samuels and these women are asking for high value men, you know what I'm saying? They want they want high value men, and these guys might be going hard. And I mean, I love the ladies. Don't get me wrong, I love the women, but shouldn't you? I'm not gonna say they should match the guy as far as energy, but at least put some effort there. That's all I'm saying. Everybody should, at the end of
That's
the
right.
day, everybody should be doing what they need to do for themselves, but in order to, like you say, come together, that ship and building that ship and that union. So I definitely rock with you. You know what I
But
mean?
yeah. And I feel like too, you got to choose your partner wisely too. You can't just be getting out with anybody. You can tell when you're dealing with a low vibrational woman. You know what I'm saying? Just by having a conversation with her. So, a lot of guys, they get, like I said, they get mesmerized by the cheeks and they don't really try to get to know that person. And that's why retention is good too, because once you stop releasing, you're not trying to get a nut anymore. So now it forces you to think up here. So it'll minimize those situations where you're getting with a woman who's not for you. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? You value yourself, you value your energy more now to the point where you don't just give it to anybody. So now the woman is going to have value herself for you to even give your energy to her.
What about the yams?
The yams, hey, good. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have, but at the same time, you don't want them yams. Them yams hypnotize you.
I feel you. I feel you, man. But some of these guys, it's all about the yams.
It
It's all
is.
about the yams, bro.
It is, and
You
that's a problem.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So basically, your message is helping young men. Well, I don't know what's the range, but becoming the best version of themselves. That's basically what the mission is.
Yep. And just them finding themselves. Like I don't want to hold their hand, but I want them to see the potential that they have. So I say these things so that they can go back inside themselves and help themselves. I just want to be that spark to help them get in gear. And for the ladies too, just be that spark and that inspiration. But I lead by example. So everything that I talk about, I actually live by. I don't just come on YouTube and I don't just say stuff because it sounds nice or to
Mm,
get views. I actually live this life, right? I'm on retention. It's been over 700 some days,
mhm.
right? Since I've released. So like I really live this. So, that's
Do
one thing, guys.
All right. Do you practice like meditation, or do you practice like praying, or is there a routine or a ritual that you do? And does it help you along your journey? That you find it helps you along your journey?
Yeah, so I like to meditate, pray. I mean, I guess you can kind of say they're the same thing, but meditation really is just you just kind of relaxing your mind, and you just kind of you configuring yourself, right? So in the morning time, your thoughts are the most powerful. The way you think in the mornings is going to set the tone for the rest of your day. So when I'm laying in my bed, I like to close my eyes, take deep breaths, and I'm just saying, I'm thanking the Most High for giving me another day. All my affirmations. Today's gonna be a good day. I'm healthy, I'm wealthy. All these things I'm saying in my head before I even open my eyes, right? Just to get the brain waves on that vibration, right? And I think that helps out a lot as far as your mindset.
Okay, so where'd you pick up affirmations along the way?
When did I pick up affirmations?
Mm-hmm.
I saw somewhere, I am. I don't know if you heard of I am,
Mm-hmm.
but
I know who that is.
yeah, that's
Huh?
supposed to be the voice. That's the inner voice, the voice in your head, the I am, right? So when you say I am, like you are affirming yourself. So when you say I am, and then you put that with something, I am this, I am that, I am rich or whatever, you're programming your mind to think on that frequency. So it's not going to come to you right away, but what it's going to do is going to put you on a path to obtain that, whatever you affirm yourself with. So you'll notice certain things that start happening in your life, or people will start coming in your life that's going to like present you with opportunities to get what you're asking for, right? So like I say with myself, I always experiment on myself before I try to tell other people about it. So when I learned about affirmations, I was like, let me try it out, and I seen the results. So I was like, okay, I can speak on this now because I know that it works.
The law of attraction.
Yeah, the law of attraction, man.
Take me
What
there.
you put, get back,
Calmer. As above, so below. Give it to me then. Talk to me about that real quick.
man. Karma. See that type of thinking right there is what kind of taught me how to just to be show more love to people. Because karma, man, that's a scary thing. Like the energy you put out is gonna come back to you, good or bad. And people don't understand that. You see people out here doing each other wrong and hating on each other and just throwing all this nasty energy. And they don't understand that, okay, you might get away with it now, but that energy gonna come back around to you. And you don't want that coming back because that karma comes back hard. So I had to learn that, and I started just being more, I would say, neutral in my stance with just how I treat people. I try to treat everybody with respect and just try to give that good energy, man, because I know it's gonna come back. You know.
Facts. You when I found you, and like I said, I don't listen to a lot of people. I'm gonna be honest with you, but I had to reach out to you because of the universal laws, man. You started talking about the universal law. I resonate with that a lot. I resonate, especially on my journey and on my path, and for a lot of times people like the conversation piece I got in the back, and that's X. I don't know if you've heard of XXX Tentacion. Sometimes
Yeah,
I
yeah.
talk about him on my channel, but the reason I resonate with him is the universal laws. That's how it came into my awareness. Like I realized that life is governed by laws, you know
Mhm.
and if you're gonna be successful, whatever it is that you want to do or live a good life, you have to obtain a certain amount of knowledge, and you also have to live by it, within the laws.
Got to.
So I rock with you heavy because not retention. Even though I respect it, man. I'm not gonna knock it, but it's the universal laws that made me reach out and even like check you out because, and I rock with mostly everything you talk about. I don't think there's nothing that you ever said that I'm like, but like I said, for me, I had to get you on here because universal law, man. Expound on that. Can you just I'm not gonna hold you up. I know it's Saturday, and I know you got things to do, man. And I want to definitely appreciate you. But like I said, let's hit on universal law for me right quick, and then I'll ask for some parting words. We'll let you get out of here.
Okay. So we're all born with a certain essence inside of us, right? The Most High is in us. It's the universal laws. Everything that we need is already born inside of us when we come on this earth into existence, right? So the universal laws are things that you already know inside of you, right from wrong. We don't need nobody to teach us right from wrong. It's already inside of you. When you do something wrong, you get that gut feeling that's telling you that you're doing something wrong. That's universal law. You know, we are part of the universe, so it's already in us. Nobody has to tell us, right? So my thing with universal law is no matter what you believe in, no matter where you come from, it's all the same. And I met people that were Muslims and different cultures that they just got a good spirit. No matter what they believe in, like I resonate with them because of the laws that what they practice and the laws that they go by, right? I've had a lot of people come on my channel that's different religions and they say, man, you have you ever studied Islam? Because you talk about this, you talk about a lot of the things, and I was like, no, I haven't, but it's universal. I don't have to talk about it. I can go outside in nature and just walk in nature, and I'll get ideas and I'll get information downloaded to me. That's just universal. It don't have to be taught to me, you know. And I think it's very important that guys realize that you got to abide by these laws, you know, and you gotta go by your gut feeling. Your gut's gonna tell you. You know when you're doing right. You know when you're wrong, right and wrong. Everybody know. People try to act like it, but you know when you're doing somebody wrong. You know when you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. You're gonna get that feeling. If you got a soul, you're gonna get that feeling, right?
Facts.
And
Facts.
I feel like you do that. Once you go by those laws, man, you'll start to feel righteous. You'll feel good about yourself. You just attract good energy to yourself, and the universe is gonna be in your favor now because you're living how you're supposed to live.
That's dope. That's dope. I definitely rock with you. I rock with you heavy. Tay. Um, how can anybody reach you? How can they follow you on social media? How can they get in touch with you? Let the beautiful infinite creators know where they can reach you and how they can reach you.
All right. So my channel, Donta Young, that y'all see by my name tag, that's my channel. IG, y'all can follow me on IG at underscore LEDDREW. That's underscore LEDDREW. If you want to email me, my email is Donta Young 2112 at gmail.com. And yeah, you know, I appreciate you for having me on here, man. You know, it was a good talk, a real good talk. And
Man, I definitely salute you and I respect the divinity in you. But before we let you go, I know you want to get out of here. I'm just messing with you. But before we let you go, right? We always ask for some parting words for the beautiful infinite creators. What could you leave with the beautiful infinite creators when they come back and check out the content and they remember Donta Young? What do you want to leave with the beautiful infinite creators before you get out of here?
whatever you do in life, don't lead with fear. You know, lead with love. Have love in your heart because that love frequency is going to keep you in good condition, right? Always show love, have love first, no fear. All right. Y'all have a beautiful day. You know what
There
I'm
you
saying?
go.
I appreciate you listening for tapping in with us and you know, show love, man. We need more love on this planet. We need more love in the family, in the communities. That's going to change the vibration, right? But we got to do that individually first. So I'll leave y'all with
Facts.
that.
Facts. I love it, man. I love it. I appreciate you for coming. I humbly bow before you, my brother. I humbly bow for you. I salute you. I respect the divinity in you. Thank you for showing up. I know I had to have you. I know I had to get you here. I know I had to get you here. But
Yep.
thank you for coming, man. We got to definitely hook up again. I'm going to reach out to you again, bro. I salute you. I respect you. Hey, have a good Saturday, man. Go enjoy yourself.
Thanks, bro. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Take care, man.
Yes, sir.